The 3 knocks. I live alone, have for about 6 years now. Small house, quiet neighborhood, nothing special. I like the silence. I like knowing that every sound I hear is mine. That night, I learned that silence can be a trap. It was around 2 a.m. I was in bed, half asleep, when I heard it. 3 knocks, on my front door. Not loud, not urgent, just 3 knocks. Slow, deliberate. Like someone wanted me to know they were there, but weren't in a hurry. I didn't move, just lay there, listening. 30 seconds passed. Nothing. Then 3 more knocks. Same rhythm, same pace. I got up, grabbed my phone, checked the security camera app. The camera points at my front porch. The porch was empty. I watched the footage from the last minute. No one, nothing. Just the empty porch and the dark yard beyond. I told myself it was a prank. Kids, maybe, someone messing around. I went back to bed. 5 minutes later, I heard it again. 3 knocks. But this time, they weren't at the front door. They were at the back door. My bedroom is on the 2nd floor. The back door is downstairs, at the end of the hallway. I could hear it clearly in the dark. Knock, knock, knock. I sat up. My heart was already going. I grabbed my phone again, opened the back camera feed. Nothing. Just the empty porch. The dark yard. But then I noticed something. The motion sensor light above the back door was on. It only turns on when something moves. I stared at the screen, waited. Nothing moved. The light stayed on. I called 911, whispered my address, told them someone was trying to get in. They said stay on the line, stay in my room, keep the door locked. They'd send a car. I locked my bedroom door, sat on the floor with my back against the bed, phone pressed to my ear, and I waited. The dispatcher said,
"They're 5 minutes out. Just stay calm."
I heard footsteps, inside the house, downstairs, slow, deliberate, walking through my living room. I whispered, "He's inside." The dispatcher said,
"Lock your door. Don't make a sound."
The footsteps stopped, right at the bottom of the stairs. I held my breath, then I heard the stairs creak. 1 step, pause, another step, pause. Like he was taking his time, like he knew exactly where I was. I looked at my bedroom door. The lock was old, cheap. 1 good kick and it would break. The footsteps kept coming, closer, closer. I heard him reach the top of the stairs. He was in the hallway now, right outside my door. I could hear him breathing, heavy, wet, like he was sick or something. The dispatcher whispered in my ear.
"They're 2 minutes out. Stay quiet."
He tried the handle, just a little turn, testing it. Locked. He knocked. 3 knocks, right on my bedroom door, and then he spoke.
"I know you're in there.
His voice was low, calm, almost friendly.
Open the door. I just want to talk."
I didn't move, didn't breathe. He knocked again, harder this time.
"I said open the door."
The dispatcher whispered.
"They're pulling up now. Stay where you are."
I heard sirens, far away at first, then closer, fast. The man outside my door went quiet. Then I heard him laugh, just a little chuckle, like he found something funny. He said,
"Next time, don't open the door."
and then I heard footsteps, running, down the stairs, out the back door, into the dark. The police arrived 2 minutes later. They searched the house, the yard, the neighborhood. Nothing. He was gone. They found the back door forced open, cheap lock, just like mine. Took him seconds. They found footprints in the mud outside my window. He'd been watching me, probably for hours, waiting for me to fall asleep. They never found him. I moved out 3 weeks later. Couldn't sleep in that house. Every sound, every creak, every knock. I was back there, on the floor, listening to him breathe on the other side of the door. I still don't sleep great. I check my locks 3 times before bed. I have cameras everywhere now, motion lights, a better door. But here's what keeps me up at night. That line, what he said before he ran. Next time, don't open the door. Not, "I'll be back." Not a threat, just advice. Like he was telling me how to survive the next one. Like he knew there would be a next time. I think about that a lot. About what he meant, about why he laughed, about what would have happened if the police had been 30 seconds slower. I don't know who he was, I don't know what he wanted, but I know one thing for sure. He knew I was alone. He knew which doors to try. He knew exactly when to knock. And he knew I would open the door eventually, because that's what we do. That's what I almost did. Don't open the door. The walls have teeth. I should have known something was wrong the first night. The apartment was cheap, way too cheap for the neighborhood. But the landlord showed me around, and it looked fine. New paint, clean floors, big windows. I asked him why the rent was so low, and he just smiled and said,
"The previous tenant moved out suddenly. I just want someone in here."
I signed the lease that afternoon. The first week was normal. Unpacking boxes, setting up furniture, the usual chaos of moving. I was tired every night, the good kind of tired. The kind that means you're building a home. The second week, I started hearing things. Nothing loud. Just sounds. Scratching in the walls. I figured it was mice. Old building, happens all the time. I bought traps, set them up, forgot about it. But the scratching didn't stop. It got louder. And it moved. One night, I was lying in bed, and I heard it right behind my headboard. Scratch, 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 like fingernails on wood. I pressed my ear to the wall and listened. The scratching stopped. Then something scratched back, right where my ear was, from the other side. I pulled away so fast, I hit my head on the nightstand. Sat there in the dark, heart pounding, telling myself it was just a rat. Just a stupid rat. The next morning, I knocked on my neighbor's door. Old guy named Charlie, lived in the building for 20 years. I asked him if he ever heard scratching in the walls. He got real quiet, looked at me for a long time. Then he said,
"How long have you been here?"
I said, 2 weeks. He said,
"Move out."
just like that.
"Move out."
I laughed, said, "What? Why?" He shook his head.
"I ain't saying nothing else, just move out while you still can."
He closed the door. I stood there in the hallway for a full minute. Then I went back to my apartment and tried to forget about it. I didn't forget. That night, the scratching was worse. Not just one spot now, everywhere. Behind the kitchen cabinets, inside the closet, under the floor. It was like the whole building was alive. I put on headphones, turned the volume all the way up. Didn't help. I could still feel it. Vibrations in the floor, in the walls, in my bones. At 3 a.m., it stopped. Dead silence. I took off my headphones, listened. Nothing. Then I heard breathing, not mine, coming from the wall, right next to my bed. Slow, heavy, like someone sleeping. I didn't move, didn't breathe. The breathing stopped, and then a voice said,
"I'm hungry."
Just 2 words, muffled, like it came from deep inside the wall. I grabbed my phone, ran out of the apartment in my boxers, and didn't stop until I was on the street. I stood there at 3 a.m., barefoot on the cold sidewalk, staring up at my window. The light was on in my bedroom. I'd left it on when I ran, and in the window, I saw something, a shape, pressed against the glass from the inside. But I was outside. There was no one in my apartment. I called the police. They came, searched everywhere. Attic, basement, every unit. Nothing. No sign of anyone. No hidden rooms. No secret passages. The officer said,
"Probably just an animal in the walls. Raccoon maybe. Happens all the time."
I nodded, said okay, went back inside. I didn't sleep that night. Or the next. Or the next. I started researching the building. Old newspapers, court records, and found something interesting. 20 years ago, a woman lived in my apartment, single, kept to herself. One day, she just disappeared. No note, no warning, nothing. Police searched everywhere, Never found her, but her son lived with her. He was 8 years old. When she disappeared, he went to live with relatives out of state. He never came back. I found a photo of him. School picture from 2003. Dark hair, dark eyes, normal-looking kid. And in the background of that photo, behind him, I saw the wall of the apartment. Same wall as in my bedroom. There was a door in that wall. A small one. Like a crawlspace door. But my apartment doesn't have a crawlspace door. Not anymore. It's been sealed up, painted over, hidden. I went home that night and pressed my ear to that wall. The one behind my bed. The one where I heard the breathing. I knocked 3 times. Nothing. I knocked again. And from the other side, something knocked back. 3 times. Slow. Deliberate. Like it had been waiting for me to ask. I grabbed a hammer. Started breaking through the drywall. I don't know why. I just had to know. Had to see. Behind the wall, there was a space. Not big. Maybe 4 feet deep. Just enough for someone to crouch. And in that space, there was a mattress. Old. Stained. And on that mattress, there was a notebook. I opened it. Handwriting. Childish. The same word written over and over on every page. Mommy. 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 And then, on the last page, one sentence. She won't wake up. I dropped the notebook. Backed away. Called the police. Again. They came. They looked. They found more. A small opening that led deeper into the walls. A path that ran through the entire building. Spaces between the walls, just wide enough for a child to crawl through. They found bones. Human bones. In the walls of 3 different apartments. They're still investigating. Still digging. Still finding things they won't tell me about. I moved out that week. Broke my lease. Didn't care about the money. But here's what I can't stop thinking about. That boy. The one who disappeared 20 years ago. The one who was supposed to move out of state with relatives. He never left. He's been here the whole time, living in the walls, watching, waiting. And when his mother disappeared, when she won't wake up, what did he do with her? The walls have teeth. That's what my grandmother used to say when I was a kid, meant to be careful who you trust. I didn't understand it then. I do now. The walls have teeth, and sometimes they bite back. The last gas station. I drive a lot for work. Sales rep. Cover about 5 states, mostly rural routes. You get used to long hours, empty highways, gas stations in the middle of nowhere. It's just part of the job. I'd driven that road 100 times before. Highway 50 through Nevada, they call it the loneliest road in America, and they're not wrong. Miles and miles of nothing. Just desert, sky, and the occasional truck. I left Reno around 10 p.m., had a meeting in Ely the next morning, figured I'd drive halfway, sleep in the car, finish the trip at sunrise. I've done it before, no big deal. Around midnight, my gas light came on. No problem, there's a station about 30 miles ahead. I've stopped there before, old place, 1 pump, a little convenience store, open 24 hours supposedly. I pulled in around 12:30. The station was dark, not just closed, dark, no lights, no sign of life. I sat there for a minute, figuring maybe the power was out. Then I saw the car, parked around the side, behind the building, old sedan, dark color, and someone was sitting in it. Just sitting, not on a phone, not doing anything, facing forward, staring at nothing. I should have left. I should have driven on and taken my chances with the empty tank, but I was tired, stupid. I got out and walked toward the store. That's when I heard the door open behind me. I turned. The guy from the car was standing there, maybe 50, rough face, dirty clothes. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking at my car, at my plates. He said,
"You lost?"
I said, "Just need gas. Thought this place was open." He smiled, not a friendly smile, the kind of smile that doesn't reach the eyes. He said,
"It's open, just late. My brother runs it. He's inside."
I looked at the store, still dark, no movement. I said, "Lights are off." he said.
He likes it dark. Saves power.
I laughed, nervous. Right, well, I'll just... I started backing toward my car. He stepped forward. Quick, too quick for someone his age. He said,
You should come inside. Rest a while. Long road ahead.
I said, I'm good, thanks. I turned and walked to my car. Didn't run. Walked, kept my hands steady. I got in, locked the doors, started the engine, and that's when I saw the second guy standing right next to my passenger window, staring in at me. Younger, same rough face, same empty eyes. He tapped on the glass. Once, twice, 3 times. I hit the gas, gravel flying, engine screaming. I didn't look back until I was 5 miles down the road. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely hold the wheel. My heart was slamming against my ribs. I kept checking the rear view, waiting for headlights. Nothing. I made it to Ely by dawn, got gas at a normal station, sat in my car for an hour before my meeting, trying to breathe. I reported it to the highway patrol. They said they'd look into it, took my statement. Never called me back. I still drive that route sometimes, got no choice. But I never stop at that station again. I make sure I have enough gas to get through. I watch my mirrors. I pay attention. Because here's what I can't stop thinking about. That second guy, the one at my window, he wasn't just standing there. He was holding something, down by his side. I didn't see it clearly in the dark, but I saw enough. It was a knife, long, silver, the kind you use for more than just cutting rope. And he wasn't tapping on my window. He was testing it, feeling for weak spots, figuring out how long it would take to break through. I was 30 seconds away from finding out. I don't know what happened to the people who ran that station. I don't know if they were the brothers, or if the brothers did something to them, or if it was something else entirely. But I know this. That station is still there, still dark, still open 24 hours, according to the sign. And sometimes, late at night, when I'm driving through Nevada and I see those headlights behind me, I wonder if they're still waiting for the next tired driver, the next empty tank, the next person who makes the mistake of getting out of the car. Don't get out of the car. The figure at the foot of the bed. I've always been a skeptic. Ghosts, demons, the supernatural. None of it ever felt real to me. I figured if you couldn't see it, touch it, prove it, then it wasn't worth worrying about. That changed 3 months ago. I was going through a rough patch, divorce, new apartment, sleeping alone for the first time in 8 years, the usual adjustments. I'd lie in bed most nights staring at the ceiling, waiting for sleep to take me. That night, it finally did. Around 2 a.m., I drifted off. I don't know how long I was out. Could have been minutes, could have been hours. But I woke up suddenly, and I knew immediately something was wrong. I couldn't move. My eyes were open. I could see the ceiling, the window, the crack of light under the door. But my body was completely frozen, like every muscle had locked in place. I tried to move my fingers. Nothing. Tried to lift my head. Nothing. I was trapped inside my own body. I'd heard about sleep paralysis before. Read articles, watched videos. People wake up, can't move, sometimes hallucinate. It's just the brain waking up before the body. Totally normal. Nothing to fear. That's what I told myself as I lay there, heart starting to pound. Then I saw it. At the foot of my bed, a figure was standing. It was tall. Too tall. Its head almost touched the ceiling, and my ceilings aren't low. It was completely black, but not like a shadow. Like it absorbed light. Like the darkness around it was thicker than the rest of the room. I couldn't make out a face, couldn't see features, but I knew it was looking at me. I tried to scream. Nothing came out, just a whisper of air that died in my throat. The figure moved, not walked, shifted, like it was closer without taking steps. Suddenly, it was at the side of my bed, looming over me. I could feel cold radiating from it. Real cold. The temperature in the room dropped so fast, I could see my own breath. It leaned down, its face came close to mine, and in that darkness, where its face should have been, I saw something open. A mouth, too wide, too full of teeth that weren't there a second ago. It whispered something. Not words, just sound. A sound that felt like it was inside my head, not outside. I closed my eyes. I don't know why. Instinct, maybe. Just squeezed them shut and waited for whatever was about to happen. And then I heard my name, not from the figure, from somewhere else. A voice I recognized. My mother's voice. She's been dead for 7 years. She said my name again. Soft, urgent, like she was trying to warn me. I opened my eyes. The figure was gone. I could move. I sat up gasping, drenched in sweat, the cold still clinging to my skin. The room was empty. Just me, the bed, the window, the crack of light under the door. I didn't sleep again that night. Sat in the living room with all the lights on until dawn. The next day, I told myself it was just sleep paralysis. Classic case. The brain does weird things when it's half awake. The figure, the cold, the whisper, all hallucinations. Nothing to fear, and I almost believed that. But here's the thing I can't explain. When I woke up, the crack under my door was gone. Because the light in the hallway was off. I'd turned it off before bed. I always turn it off. But during the night, while I was frozen, while that figure stood at the foot of my bed, someone turned it on. I never found out who. The red light. I live alone. Have for years. You get used to the silence, the way every sound is yours, the way the house feels empty when you walk through it. I liked that feeling. It meant safety. Last Tuesday, I came home from work around 6 p.m. Normal day, nothing special. I made dinner, watched some TV, went to bed around 11. Standard routine. I woke up around 3 a.m. Don't know why, just opened my eyes and stared at the ceiling. That's when I noticed the light. My bedroom door was open just a crack, enough to see into the hallway, and in the hallway, there was a red light. Small, faint, coming from somewhere near the bathroom. I lay there for a moment, trying to figure out what it was. Smoke detector? No, those blink green. Power strip? None in the hallway. I couldn't think of anything that would cast a red light at 3 a.m. I got up, walked to the door, pushed it open. The hallway was empty. No light. Just darkness. I checked the bathroom. Nothing. Checked the living room. Nothing. Checked the kitchen. Nothing. The whole house was dark and still. I went back to bed. Told myself I imagined it. Fell asleep eventually. The next night, I woke up again at 3 a.m. Same time, same feeling. And when I looked toward the door, the red light was back. Brighter this time. Flickering slightly. I didn't get up, just lay there staring at it, heart pounding, trying to understand. After a few minutes, it went out. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. This went on for a week. Every night at 3 a.m., I'd wake up. Every night the red light would be there, flickering in the hallway, watching me. I checked everything, smoke detectors, power strips, even the router. Nothing produced a red light, nothing explained it. I started sleeping with the bedroom door closed. Didn't help. The light bled under the crack. I started sleeping with the lights on. Didn't help. The red was still there, brighter than everything else. Last Friday, I'd had enough. I set up my phone to record the hallway all night, pointed it at the door, and let it run. In the morning, I watched the footage. At 2:58 a.m., nothing, just the dark hallway. At 2:59, still nothing. At 3 o'clock, exactly, the red light appeared. Right where I'd been seeing it. And behind it, just for a second, a shadow moved. Not a shape, not a figure, just a movement, like something had stepped past the light and then disappeared. I watched that second maybe 50 times, freezing frame by frame, and on the 47th time, I saw it. A face, pressed against the window at the end of the hallway, looking in, pale, hollow eyes, mouth open like it was about to speak. The window is on the second floor. There's no ladder, no balcony, nothing to stand on. I moved out the next day, still paying rent on that place. Can't break the lease. but I haven't slept there since. And every night at 3 a.m., I wake up. Doesn't matter where I am, doesn't matter how tired I am. My eyes just open and I stare at the nearest door, waiting for a red light that isn't there anymore. But I know it's still there, in that apartment, waiting for me to come back. I'm never going back.